Hey guys, welcome back to Life of Lanie, and for today's video I'm going to show you how I do my overnight braid out. This was highly requested, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so first things first, I like to work with stretched hair because it makes the braid out longer. So this is not freshly washed hair, this is from a previous braid out that I'm working on top of. And all I'm going to do is separate my hair into sections. I don't even use a comb, guys. Like, I'm so lazy when it comes to this. This is like the laziest overnight braid out tutorial you'll ever see, but it works out very well. So we're going to grab a spray bottle, and a big key to this is to make sure that your hair is soaking wet while you're braiding it. So I'm just going to get it nice and wet and then brush it out with a paddle brush to detangle. Next, I'm going back to the spray bottle and making sure my hair is still wet, and then grabbing a leave-in treatment. You can use any leave-in treatment. I like this Shea Moisture one, but it's just like one I randomly had. So I'm giving like 3 sprays in that section and then brushing it out with a Denman brush. And I like to do this step because the Denman brush helps to like form my curls and separate the strands really nicely. As you can see, they're starting to pop back, even though we're gonna braid it up anyway, but I just like feel like this step helps. And after spraying my hair yet again, I'm going to separate this into 2 sections and throw this little part at the top of my head, which is looking like a bird's nest right now, but it's fine. Okay, next, I swear this is the most important product out of all of this. This is the Miss Jessie's Honey Curls. Girl, this is like, if you get any product out of all these that I show, it's this one. This is the one that helps form the braid out so nicely. I'm obsessed with this. It is my everything. I swear this is like the key to my success. So I'm just going to run it through and then just do a normal ass braid. I do nothing special. I'm really not a braider, but you know, you don't have to be. You just braid it on down and then twirl the ends so that it's nice and defined when you take it out. The ends are super important. You definitely want to like twirl it around your finger because otherwise it'll be fuzzy and nasty. And then I'm just doing the exact same thing with the second section. So that is it for the bottom section, and now we're going to continue to the next middle section and do the exact same thing. So the steps are wet your hair, detangle, add your leave-in conditioner, brush through with a Denman brush, wet your hair again, add the Honey Curls gel, and then braid. So moving on to the top section of my hair, I try to really take my time with this part and make sure that the curls are super defined because this is like the first thing people see and it's what frames your face. So you definitely want these braids to be super tight, and I also add a little bit of extra product just to make sure that they're really popping. So I do about 10 braids on each side, and it ends up looking something like this. It is nowhere near perfect or perfectly parted, but it's good enough. It does not have to be perfect. And then I'm just going to grab my big old, what's this called? Bonnet. I got this from Amazon, and I got the jumbo size because I have a big head, and it's perfect. It does not slip at all when I'm sleeping. It stays put, and it protects my curls and my braid outs. So I'm just going to tuck my hair in, sleep on this overnight, and when I wake up, I will take out my braids. So it's the next morning. I usually only leave my braid out overnight because I always end up doing it last minute. But you can honestly leave your braids in as long as you want to. The biggest key here is to make sure that your braids are fully dry before you start taking them out. Not even a little bit damp. They have to be fully dry because if they are wet, your hair will be super frizzy and undefined. So just make sure that bitch is dry and just start taking your braids out. And that's it. Just kidding. Y'all thought, I know this looks crazy right now, but just bear with me. Okay, there's a little bit of a process. So now that our braids are out, we are not leaving it like this. Next is probably the most important part, which is fluffing out the hair. And that means breaking apart the strands and the braids so that it gets big and fluffy. Kind of like when you get like a big Christmas tree and you gotta fluff out the what's it called? Branches. You know what I'm talking about? You just gotta fluff it out. Fluff and fluff and fluff. Keep fluffing. It will get a little bit frizzy, but I personally like it to be a little bit frizzy because I think it looks more natural. So this is what I do. I just break apart the braids and the strands and just keep going to your desired effect. I like it to be very big and fluffy, so I kind of take a lot of time to do this, but totally up to you what kind of effect you want. And as a final step, as I mentioned, some pieces in the fronts of my hair are more damaged and don't curl as much as the others. So this is when I have to go in and kind of manipulate each strand in the front. So I add some water to it, I add some curl refresher, and I just start scrunching. And then I'll add more water to it and add more of my honey curl defining cream. And it's a lot of back and forth between product, water, and scrunching. And then if you got time, you can either just let it air dry or you can take a diffuser. This is the Dyson hair dryer with the diffuser attachment. It's like the best ever. And I use the lowest heat and air setting. This is just like a very quick thing just to make sure that the ends are dry. And that's it. I go back to fluffing, back to like moving the strands around to how I like it. It's a lot of just like manipulating and fluffing the hair to get my desired effect. And that is it, you guys. That is how I do my braid outs. Sometimes they turn out better than other days, like you never really know. But for the most part, this is how I like it to look. I know it's not perfect. I know it's probably not, the best way to do it, but this is how I do it, and I love it. So thank you guys so much for watching. All the products that I used will be linked down below. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.